You can't get much better than Duthie Hill Mountain Bike Park, but the Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance has found a way with the Evergreen Mountain Bike Festival. On Saturday, Duthie was packed with tents and demos for the makings of an awesome day. With our bikes and gear in tow, me and Ben were eager to get in on demo bikes, ride trails, and have a great time.
Alright, welcome to the Loose Wheel, and welcome to the Evergreen Mountain Bike Festival.
After we got to the clearing, we headed straight for the giant tent.
Alright, look at Jay. I got myself on a Hale right here. Yeah, I know it's a woman's bike, but it's pretty sweet.
The first bike that I demoed was a Hale. While I waited for Ben to get his sweet giant Anthem advanced, I did some laps on the pump track and got used to the new bike.
The thing that's really different from the bike that I usually ride, which is the Talon, is this is a little bit harder to maneuver, and I can just feel that the front wheel is way farther out. So I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be pretty sweet for descents.
And sweet it was. The GoPro doesn't do this rock garden justice for how steep and gnarly it is. I almost died here on my Talon the last time I came to Duthie, but on the Liv, all was good.
I'm an Anthem right now, and I gotta tell you, this thing climbs twice as good as my Hale back there.
The Liv wasn't all awesome though. On the climbs, it just didn't have that pop of supersonic speed that some bikes, like Ben's Anthem Advanced, had. Ben had been raving all day about the Anthem, and now I saw why.
The giant Anthem Advanced was a pretty awesome bike. I was enjoying it quite a lot, with its full suspension and dropper post. I also enjoyed the color quite a bit. Altogether, it was a fantabulistic bike. Yes, it was.
Ben and I decided to do one more lap before returning our demo bikes and having some lunch. For the last trail on these bikes, we chose a short, mostly downhill trail called Jabulani. Jabulani is an intermediate trail with optional jumps. We both like this trail a lot because of its flow and short length.
All of the bikes were out, and I just said, hey, do you have a small calling? And that was like the only small that they had, so I totally lucked out.
After we ate lunch, I went to the Evil tent to see what they had for demos. Most of their fleet was out, but I got lucky and found myself a calling in the right size. Ben was waiting in the pivot line, so I did a few solo trails to see what the calling was all about.
Alright, so this is the Evil calling that I'm on right here. This is a super, super sweet bike.
As you'll be able to tell by this short montage coming up, I like the calling very, very much.
This bike is so amazing, and I cannot convey how much I like this bike. I'm loving it. So, so, so good. It's amazing. So good. I love this thing. This is the best bike I've ever ridden. It's amazing.
While I had been drooling over my Evil, Ben found himself a Pivot Mach 6.
Ben's on a Mach 6. It's a Mach 6, right, Ben?
Sweet.
The Pivot Mach 6 was also an extraordinary bike. With its frame size, color, full suspension, dropper post, everything about it was awesome, except for one thing. It was a little bit heavy. For instance, when I went off of a jump, the front wheel would just dive right back down. It was no fun. The jumps, that is. Everything else about it was magnificent.
With both of us on fresh demo bikes, we hit a trail called Ryan's Eternal Flow. As the name implies, it is very flowy, and it has lots of fun black diamond options. It was getting close to 4 when most of the demos closed, so me and Ben took the mini dual slalom course on boot camp back to the clearing. This is our favorite green trail at Duthie because of its super packed down pavement like dirt. You can also hit this on your way in, which makes for an awesome warm-up. All the demos were getting packed up, but I just had to hit the giant tent one more time.
Alright, so GoPro's almost dead, but I'm on a Trance Advance right now.
The giant Trance Advance was also awesome. In many ways, it felt like the Evil, but it lacked the X factor that makes a good bike a great bike. I felt that with the Evil. Still, the giant Trance was a great bike with just the right amount of suspension to be able to climb to the top and pin it at lightning fast speeds on the downhill. After our cameras ran out of battery, we took the shuttle back to our car and started our drive home.
After we left, we stopped in Ellensburg for a nice dinner at Perkins. I may or may not have stolen some Smucker's jam, but altogether, it was a really fun time. We hope to see you next year at the Evergreen Mountain Biking Festival at Duthie. Thank you. Good night. Doop tap tap doop doop wah. I didn't use the bathroom.